Hello, my name is Dr. Janine Joy. This is a brief video that will talk about the spirit of motivational interviewing. There's four aspects to the spirit of motivational interviewing. There's the partnership aspect where the process is a collaboration. There is the acceptance, compassion, and evocation. These four principles form the foundation to the fundamental spirit of motivational interviewing, and all four are required in order for motivational interviewing to work well. Unlike other treatment types, the person who is using motivational interviewing with a client does not try to persuade the client. They respect the autonomy of the client and they work in collaboration. They are there to support the client, not to tell them what to do and not to push them to do it. They work beside the person who wants to change something. When they talk, the language they use is inclusive, meaning that the person using motivational interviewing with the client and the client are seen as a team. It's not about us and them. It's doing something together that both want to achieve, but one person the client is the one who needs to make some change in their life, and the support person is there to help them make those changes. In the collaboration, there's an exploration of the client's concerns and ideas that will draw out things that might be getting in their way of achieving the goals so that the obstacles can be put aside and moved past. There is not a power differential between the client and their support person. They're equal partners on this journey. One key aspect of motivational interviewing and the spirit that it's approached at is seeing everybody as having equal value and worth. And it doesn't matter if somebody is struggling and the person they're dealing with is a top-notch professional. They still have equal value and worth. And approaching it that way really validates the client's value and worth in ways that are not often done. Autonomy and support are about seeing the client as the one who has the responsibility for making the change. An affirmation is the ability to notice when the client says something that is positive and true, but maybe that even though they've said it, they may not really internalize it, and affirming it back to them to strengthen them so they have the strength to accomplish what they want to accomplish. It's like catching them in a moment when they're actually seeing themselves as capable and then fanning that flame. And then accurate empathy is all about repeating back to the client their concerns and showing that you're really trying to understand where they are in order to be their partner. Compassion means that we're the helper and we recognize their emotions. We try to accurately understand what it might be like to feel the way they're feeling. We understand our emotions as we're in the process, and then we adjust our behavior so that we can be supportive with the emotions that are present in the conversation. And then the final piece is evoking from the client the solutions. In the spirit of motivational interviewing, we see the client as the person who has the answers and the motivation to change, and it's helping them figure out what it is they need to do. Everybody has inner wisdom that can be drawn out and used to help them achieve their goals. But trying to figure out which path, it's so easy to get lost, but a partner with motivational interviewing skills can help direct that conversation. Direct is a little off, but help guide the conversation in productive ways by drawing out the client's values and goals, why they want the change, and helping them find the answers within, and helping them believe that the answers that they come up with, that the client comes up with, are actually useful, and that they have these resources within. And the counselor that uses motivational interviewing, if they're patient and they're curious, it's very useful, because as you're talking through these things, you're going to be learning about someone, and people are so fascinating and so interesting. And just pausing, instead of being goal oriented, pausing to actually listen and be present and hear what they're saying, and then help them. When the counselor's real wisdom comes in helping the client recognize the solutions that they come up with that are going to help them achieve their goals the fastest. Maybe all of them would. Maybe one would take a day, one would take a week, one would take a year, and one would take 10 years. But maybe all of those paths would be productive, but they can help them sort through it, not in an authoritative way, but in a collaboration with the client, and continuing to dig deeper in that conversation. So the spirit of motivational interviewing really boils down to seeing their value and worth, being present with them, being curious and open, and being a partner, not a leader and not a pusher, just being there for the person and drawing their own wisdom out of them.